Okay, everybody, Packmaster here, and today, you'll notice that on my Twitter I posted um, I have a video coming out soon, and on my Instagram I think as well, where I mentioned that it's gonna take me a little while to get this extra video out, and this is not that video. That video is gonna be coming out later, probably next week. So just be kind of expecting it for then, maybe the weekend, whenever I get the script complete. Yeah, I'm working on a script for that one. It'll be one of the two videos that I'll do with a script, because the one of my videos was scripted, but then I just decided to not do it because it was like it didn't really work for the video that I was doing at that point. So I was like, no, this isn't working. But in Brave Frontier, as you can see, this is my nuking team. Obviously, I know some buffs might stack here and there, but it doesn't really matter because, okay, now what I wanted to click, but what is it? Oh yeah, back here. So we got the new update. We got the trial zone, the strategy zone. I'm sorry, creation of God, and we got the Maxwell thing for the Omni Evolution. So obviously, this is what I've realized is you have to beat the Supreme God and the Strife God first before you can get to the Sovereign God and the Creation of God strategy zones, which is kind of weird because I thought they would just all be out there instead of having to go to one then to the next, like a level thing, which I don't really like. The progression got really annoying, and we finally have the Event Bazaar, but we have to wait till tomorrow to actually use it when the Magnum Wedding dungeon releases. Now, as what the Event Bazaar looks like, obviously you get tokens, Gothic Gear tokens in this case, for the new dungeon that is called the Magnum Wedding. Now, this will be happening from the 1st to the 14th. Now, these values up here are not final, so we don't really know what we're going to be getting. But we do know that the Nougat gun here, the sphere, is actually the high-end weapon. Now, I'll go back to the I'll go back to that one thing in a second. But what you're not what I don't understand, and I'm sorry for almost saying you, because I was gonna say, like, you guys might not understand like how difficult it could be to farm some of this equipment and how difficult it is to actually get the game to load properly. Okay, so obviously I didn't get the Easter ones because I was like, these don't really fit anything I'm doing. Water elemental damage, I didn't really need that, but we do have these guns. Now, this is Miss Confire, which is a 20% boost to attack, max HP, and normal attack boost BB gauge. I don't know who that would be good for, but that does seem to be a secondary because it has the little sword in the up. This thing with like the photon sword, and I think Caliburn as well. Those are like primary stat up spheres. These are like extra attack spheres. So this is a 20% boost to attack, max HP. Probability of raising normal hit amount, so that probably would be good for Xenia, I think. Normal attacks considerably boost BB gauge. Not bad at all. Bad thing is for each of these things, kind of like the winter event, you need 2 Miss Confires to make the Miss whatever the fuck that is, and you need 2 of these things to get the Nougat. Now the Nougat is what I really want because it is a 30% boost to max attack, max HP, and a boost attack by 50% when the BB gauge is over half. Now that's really good for pretty much anybody that doesn't really need to use their BB a lot. So in certain challenges, like you might need to get what's his face, Arthur. Like if you don't have Caliburn or the Grail, this is pretty decent to have if you have his SBB. And especially if you have the elemental weakness damage, or not the elemental weakness damage, but the elemental attack buff, that's really good for him as well. It raises normal hit amount and enormously boosts BB gauge on normal attack, which is also pretty good. Now, other thing is that's pretty much all the spheres we get. Now, here's what's funny about this. Okay, we go into the Event Bazaar. You're going to notice it's a separate screen. So when you go into the Event Bazaar, if there's multiple things going on at once, you're going to see this. Now, I don't know if the event bazaar is going to be like an open or closed type thing. Like you click on it and say the event bazaar is closed if there's no collab or no event going on. So I think that's what's going to happen. I'm not entirely sure. But you do see that you get a Elgif for 6,000, Sphere Frogs for 2,500, Burst Embers for half that, Imps for 200, Mecha Gods for 2,500, Fire Totems, basically all the Elemental Totems for 200, except for the Miracle, which is 500. Spheres, this is what I'm finding interesting. You get that. Oh, it's a different thing. I just realized that. I'm stupid. Okay. So you can get the nougat for 12,000. I almost said 1,200. That would have been very misleading and very easy to get. And now the explosive Genoise, I think, is 20,000. Now what does this do? I have no idea. Because when you click on it, all it says is, do you want to purchase it? And I'm like, no, because I don't have any tokens. It'll just, if you try to buy it, it'll say you don't have any tokens. Like, watch. You don't have enough tokens, so there's that. You get materials for these weapons, which is really helpful, but I don't think you're going to be getting 200 tokens every single run, and just, you know, in general, trying to be able to get all this is going to be a serious pain in the rear. Now, what I really want to see happen is at least raise the freaking item cap to 200, and I see why certain spheres don't stack, like buffer jewels don't stack, like those aren't stacking. My revelation books aren't, my omni gizmos aren't. I don't have any other duplicates of other spheres. Like it would be nice if certain things did stack in here. Or if like these things were just, well, not the legend stones, because that you know, legend stones are kind of like necessary, but having like the mock evolution things, like having them in an area where you can buy them again without having to sell them and then repurchase them, which I don't think can happen now, because like when you sell them, like that's it. So we go into challenges, because I think in the next 2 days we'll be getting another chain event. Yeah, there's no chain event now, but in 2 days we'll get this extra chain event that has to go along with a special thing that I think they alluded to, that the Brave Frontier teams alluded to in the live stream that happened a couple days ago. Not just the strategy zone, not just the extra Guilty Gear collab, but a special dungeon just for this occasion. Now, we're going to hop from here to the actual internet when I show you guys all this stuff. So, yeah, this is going to be a pretty quick flash, but I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, and we are back. So obviously you're going to see my face up in this little corner here, and this is the special dungeon. Now, as you guys see, it's not just global. It's for Japan, Europe, and global. Now, this is something that I actually able to read in depth for the first time, because I just kind of like gloss over it the first time when I got the tweet about it. So we're going to take some time, and I'm going to slowly read through everything. And obviously, by just looking at this right now, looking at this banner, I'm going to say that we'll be facing Luxem. I don't know who that is, but I think that's the cancer. So the cancer of something. Hang on. Because I think that wherever my files are, because I have all their names written down. I just can't remember who's who. Oh boy. Hang on, guys. So what I really want to see, though, is my apologies. Oh yeah, the cancer of sacrifice, and obviously that purple guy right there. That is the Scorpio of secrets. Now, I'm going to explain something real fast, and sorry if I'm looking over this monitor and not you guys directly, so I really do apologize about that. But what I'm thinking is that we're going to be seeing the extra characters, which is a special batch of units that is a Europe exclusive set, which is really cool. I'll actually show you guys the batch in a moment. minus a character because I forgot that there was more than one of them. So, whew. Now, we've got the Aquarius of Weeping, the Aries of Enslavement, the Cancer of Sacrifice, Gemini of Abomination, Leo of Indifference, Libra of Judgment, Pisces of Tyranny, and Sagittarius of Renewal. Now, I'm going to show you guys. Oh, yeah, who am I missing? Oh, yeah, I'm missing Capricorn, I think. Oh, yeah, Scorpio of Secrets and Taurus of Fate. So I think I'm just missing Capricorn because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Isn't there 12? Yeah, there's 12. I'm stupid today. So this is Aquarius of Weeping. Now you're going to go, well, I haven't seen this character before. That's because this character is actually based off of a European unit known as Gasolina Splash. Now, I really wish I had like a unit here to compare, but I don't really have one. So you can just look up Gasolina Brave Frontier Europe and it'll show up. So this, all the Zodiac units is what they're called. They're called the Zodiac units. And they're all 7 stars. So that's pretty good. Now, obviously, this is during the time where Dream Evolutions, as they're known in Europe, really weren't that massive. There was only like a few. And even then, it was like Arthur was like one of the newer ones. So, yeah. So that's Aquarius of Weeping. I'm sorry. I'm looking over here and reading this. So, basically what this unit does is she gives a mana shield, like what Tridon does. He gives a shield, she does the same. So this is the Aries of Enslavement. I have no idea who this unit is. I don't know what he does, but all I know is that he kind of looks cool. So there's that. And the Cancer of Sacrifice is obviously Michelle because of the crab claws. And in the Grand Quest, I think she referred to Dual GX as Krabby, so there's that. They wanted to kind of tie that little reference in. Now, this is the Gemini of Abomination, so I have to look over here and do all this extra stuff. Still don't know who this unit is. I think it's actually another Europe unit. Geez, I really don't know. I really don't know most of the units in the game because, again, I am kind of new at both Europe and at Global because I got on like a year ago, so I'm kind of like a year-old player now. And the Leo of Indifference, which is Cephia. Now, what I want to see is if we get these units as part of this extra this little dungeon in 2 days on June 2nd, because having like all the fuck, what are they called, the Zodiac units, I'm sorry, the Zodiac units would be very nice to have in anyone's collection. Now this is the Libra of Judgment, which is Elsa. I also believe she has the exact same skill set, basically spark buff, but except in Europe, instead of sparks, they love critical hits. So there's that. And now the next unit's actually not going to be a Zodiac unit. We're going to kind of, break the pattern here because I have them named accordingly. So this is the 7 stars, Luxem, Weaver of Fate. Now, obviously, they had Luxem and they had Cedric, Maxwell, and Cardes. Just recently, they released Zavala. Now, we don't know if we're getting an Aphrodilith mirror unit. I mean, it's probably most likely going to happen, but Cedric, Luxem, Zavala, those people have 7 stars. Well, Cedric and Luxem have 7 stars, but Cedric and Zavala have Omnis. Cedric can just go Omni because he starts out as a 6-star and then he can just go up. He got a Omni evolution just recently, being in this 3rd anniversary for Europe. Whoop. Nope. Don't click that. Now this is the PCs of Tyranny. Still don't know who this unit is. Probably another Europe-based unit. Yeah, Stegosaurus of Renewal. Sorry. This is actually the mirror version of Juggernaut. Now you might be going, how is this the mirror version of Juggernaut? It looks like Barian. Well, that's what I thought at first, but then I was like, wait a minute. I have to look this up. Then I looked it up. It's Juggernaut. So, yeah. I mean, I even get this stuff wrong too. So, there's that. This one is the Scorpio of Secrets. Now, as you can tell, he looks really freaking cool. Now, pretty much, the theme for these units is corruption. Like, I just saw the Leo of Indifference basically says, like, what's his face? What's her face? Cephia basically couldn't decide on something, and she became she was overcame with the corruption, and she was like she turned evil, blah blah blah. I don't know the lore. I don't have any of these characters. I really want them, but I have to summon for them. Now, the Cancer of Sacrifice obviously has to deal with the Grand Gaia Chronicle, in which called the Ten Winged Tormentor, which Michelle basically sacrifices herself so that all of her other friends can at least live for a little while longer in the middle of the fight with, I don't know who, but with Melchio. I'm sorry. Yeah. And what is that? Is this the last one? Yeah, Taurus of Fate. Don't know who this unit is. Again, probably another unit in Europe. But that's that. And I'm also forgetting the Capricorn. So there's that. So what's weird is we'll be getting the World Records Elgif, which is just a 25% boost to all parameters. Not bad, but it could have been a bit. It could have been a bit more. Like, instead of just giving us the boost to all parameters, it could have given us boost to all parameters, and then they could have given us like spark damage, critical damage, critical hit rate, something else that kind of would have made this deal kind of be a lot more, lightened up. But that first mission, that's what we get. We get the Elgif called in World Records, obviously. And I don't know if there's anything else mentioned about that. But yeah, that's the first mission. Now, the second mission is going to be 3 gems. Now, it says EN. And I think that means English. Because I think now the first mission is probably not going to be in English. And the second one's going to be in English. So that's what I'm thinking. Because, it's 10 energy for both. 5 battles in each. 3,000 EXP. So that's what I'm thinking. Now, by seeing the window of how long it's going to be left open. So that's June 2nd. Starting at midnight. Starting past midnight, I mean. Then it's going to go the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th. So it's pretty much a week. So we're getting a week-long event that's just gathering of world heroes. Now, usually in things like this, if it's more than a week long, it's not going to be like a login, giveaway thing. It's going to be like this dungeon's going to be able to give us certain things. Like, we're going to be able to get Scorpio, Capricorn, Aquarius, Cancer of Sacrifice, Luxem, because obviously she appears a lot on the cover art. Let me zoom out one. Yeah, she appears a lot on this cover art, along with Nyami, Gazia, and Fan Fan. Now, Fan Fan got their Omni. Nyami came second in an Omni Evolution thing. And Gazia is a 7-star who looks a bit different, if I'm not mistaken. Now, let me check my global on my phone. Wait, why am I checking it on my phone? I have it open. I'm stupid. I guess I'm just really dumb today. Wowee. Where do you go? Okay, hang on. I'm gonna drag it over to compare this Gazia to mine to see if they just didn't give him a sneaky Omni Evolution, just kind of like thrown in there. Where is he? Where's my Gazia? Okay. Wow. Okay, I can't really tell. So sorry about this again. It's gonna take me a little bit, especially since the OBS is crapping out on me. Imperial Library, unit memoirs. That's the bad part, is that Nox kind of doesn't like to load for me. So we're gonna give to those guys that. Okay, I think he's a 7 stars. Yes, he is. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Zoom. Yeah, it looks pretty much the same. Never mind. I'm sorry, guys. I was getting like all, Illuminati, like trying to find out like what's there, but it seems like it's just Gazia's gonna be there, Nyami's gonna be there, Fan Fang's gonna be there, Cancer of Sacrifice is gonna be there, Scorpio's gonna be there, and Luxem's gonna be there. Now, obviously, in live stream, they said, would Europe like to give out more of these units? And they said they'd be more than happy to, but Mr. Takahashi, I think, in Japan said that they would, but there's just so many to pick from. Now, I think this is a way to kind of like ease all that by just giving them as like small drops. Now, also what I'm thinking is we're gonna be able to get them in like the first 5 dungeons, except the first 5 battles. But mission 2 is gonna have a higher chance at maybe getting them, or maybe even having them appear. Now, it's probably gonna be something like in the dungeons we have right now, where it's a very small chance to get them. So like if you want to get them, you have to like grind out all your resources just for that one unit. Now, I won't be mad at that because I have 4 gems, as you saw. I have 4 gems, which is one of the highest amounts of gems I had thus far. My highest, I think, was like 21 gems. And then I spent them all on the Divine Summon trying to get Sylvie. And I wind up getting nothing but trash because the units, or the rates for the units, pretty much are complete trash. That's why I'm not summoning, because I know if I tried summoning, I'd just like lose my freaking temper and I'd just like break my phone or something, which would not be good for me. Okay, but anywho, enough with me trying to like do like this whole, like mass plotting, like, like what's gonna happen next, what's Gumi gonna do. Now, I'm gonna reference this piece of artwork. We're gonna save this piece of artwork. We're just gonna save that piece of artwork, just so, like, in case something changes, like, because it says to be an international challenge, blah blah blah. But so far, there's been no extra, no extra statements underneath of this. So what we can assume is what we get, what we see is what we get, which is pretty much nothing, which is pretty much the World Record Zelgif, 3 gems, that's it. Now, what I'm thinking too is that the Event Bazaar is going to play a big part in this. Why? Remember how I showed you it sells units and how it has those different menus? Sorry, I dropped my little pencil. So I have a little pencil in my hand. I'm obviously not going to, I'm not too bored to actually do anything right now. So I showed you that it can pretty much, okay, good. I turned that off. So notice how it gives you units, right? So what I'm expecting is that, whatever. Like, we're going to close that. But it gives you units. And I'm expecting we're probably going to have something to do with the units, and we're going to have to purchase them somehow. So that being said, guys, Packmaster here. Leave in the comments down below if you think we're going to get a Scorpio. Type in, yes, Scorpio. If not, just say no Scorpio. So that being said, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Dislike the video and tell me what I can do better. If you dislike it, tell me what I can do better to further help me and to further help you, get the content you want. So that being said, guys, Packmaster here. See you on the next video, and maybe we'll just see if this thing gets expanded on in the near future, as in like one day. So that being said, guys, see you on the next video.